Hi, in this video I'm going to talk about the major components that cause the extended range electric vehicles made by General Motors to get the fantastic mileage that they get. In this particular case, I'm going to talk about specifically about the Cadillac ELR. And I believe what I'm going to say also applies to the Chevrolet Volt. Now, the first major component I'm going to talk about is the built-in power supply. The built-in power supply in the automobile is approximately the same length as the passenger compartment. And that's the lithium-ion power supply, by the way. Now, the power supply, or the lithium-ion power supply, runs along the center of the vehicle under the floorboard, but away from the passenger and the driver. And the power supply is encased inside of its own compartment, because the computer needs to maintain a specific temperature, or a specific temperature and humidity in regards to the lithium-ion power supplies. Now, the car is front-wheel drive. The wheels are driven by electric motors. The correct way to operate the vehicle is to plug it in periodically. However, plugging the car into an outlet is not absolutely mandatory, but that is the best way to maximize fuel economy. And I will demonstrate my fuel economy in my ELR, because I always operate my car the way it's designed to be operated. And there's an outlet here. It looks like a fuel port, and there's an outlet there where I can connect it to a standard 120 volt outlet. But getting back to the motor, the car is moved by electric motors, and it's front wheel driven, and it's electric motors that drive the car. When the engine, or let me back up, go back to the power supply. When the built-in lithium-ion power supply requires charging, and the owner or the driver cannot or forgets to plug in the car, the engine or the generator will come on. And what the engine does is it generates electricity. It generates electricity for the automobile and for the electric motors that cause the wheels to turn. Now, if you do not plug the car in, or you fail to plug it in and it needs to be plugged in, the engine will run just about all of the time, and that totally defeats the purpose of having an electric vehicle. Having an electric vehicle will save you tons of money, save you lots of money, and you'll pollute the atmosphere a lot less. And I will demonstrate my miles per gallon in my ELR. Here's a portion of the center console in my Cadillac ELR, and as usual, I have the energy usage screen displaying information. The lifetime average on my ELR is 83.7 miles per gallon. The way I achieved 83.7 up to this point is by using the car as it was designed. I plug it in when I'm not using it. Whenever I'm not using the car, whenever I park it, I plug it in, connected to an outlet. That causes me to not use any gasoline during my typical driving around the city. If I did not plug it in, then I would need to use gasoline, because the generator, which is the gasoline engine, would come on to generate electricity for the car. Like I said earlier, the wheels are driven by electric motors. And when the electricity in the built-in power supply runs low in the automobile, then the generator or the engine has to run to generate electricity in order to generate electricity. And you have to burn gas in order to do that. And that's what is meant by when you hear other people say the car switches to gasoline. Now it does switch to gasoline, but the gasoline engine is a generator. It runs at one speed. The speed of the generator is independent of the speed of the car. It runs at one constant speed, whatever speed it is designed to run at. But rest assured, the electricity that's being generated by the generator is always going to be used. It's either going to be ported over to the built-in power supplies for storage, which will be used to drive the wheels later, or it's going to be used to drive the wheels immediately. But it's not wasted gasoline like a typical automobile. The typical automobile, when the engine is running, when you're burning gasoline, you're not generating electricity. You're just burning gasoline, and you happen to be stuck in traffic, whether you're moving or not. Not true with the Cadillac ELR or the Chevrolet Volt.